I'm sorry, I haven't a clue. God help us all.
Hello and welcome to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. Once more we're coming to you from the glorious historic city of Watford, forever associated with glamour, high finance, style and the international jet set, as summed up in the city's favourite son, Nick Leeson. Once again we have with us our regular teams, and what can I say about them that hasn't been said before? They're four of the brightest, wittiest and most original comic talents in the business. And that's just a few things that have never been said about them before. Anyway, they are on my right, Willie Rushton and Tim Brooke-Taylor. And on my left, Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. And if that were not excitement enough, please welcome, taking things down with her usual gusto, the very delightful Samantha. Our first round is entitled Historical Headlines. In the olden days, teams, before newspapers were invented, the great news events of the day went largely unreported. The only news came from someone called a town crier, who I understand went into the market square and shouted out the main news stories, before putting an enormous wooden checkerboard on his back so people could do the crossword. In this round, teams, I'd like you please to come up with some likely newspaper headlines that one might have found in the morning papers after a certain historical event. And the event is the French Revolution. And Barry, since you're the nearest thing we have to a local crier, will you start, please?
Hello, magazine. Our marriage will last forever, says Louis XVI.
Graeme.
Then the Sun, spot the Pimpernel and win a metro.
Willie?
The Independent has a headline here. Leaders of French Revolution promise liberty, equality, fraternity, free beer and dirty postcards of Sarah Bernhardt.
Tim?
The Guardian has got liberty, equality and ostrich. The Times, in its old understated way, aristocracy most affected by cuts.
In similar vein, Financial Times, guillotine shares go through the roof. Aristo PLC take a tumbril.
Woman's Own, exclusive Madame Lafarge knitting pattern.
Good, well, let's try another. This time it's Julius Caesar's invasion of Britain. And Graeme, will you start this time, please?
The Sun, Veni Vidi Gotcha.
The Guardian quotes Julius Caesar, Veni Vidi Ostrich.
British Medical Journal, Roman army doctors set up Veni Vici Vidi clinic.
Melody Maker, Veni Vidi Fiki Mick and Titch go to number one.
And the Colchester Echo, Tesco sells out of pizzas.
Financial Times, FT Index up 423 points on expectation of huge road building scheme.
Daily Express, Romans invade, no Britons involved.
Any more? Okay, well, it's time now for a popular round called Pick Up Song. As is customary in this game, my special gramophone will be operated by Samantha, who's pulled out a selection of old 7 inches to spin for your delight. I'd like your teams to sing along until, at my signal, Samantha will sharply twist the knob in an anti-clockwise motion, causing the music to drop out. If on its return, teams, you're within a gnat's crotchet of the original, I'll be awarding points, and points mean prizes. What do points mean? You've just heard one of several reasons why they've sealed off the centre of Watford with an impenetrable ring road. This week's prize, incidentally, is just the thing for the busy cross-dresser who's always on the move. This lovely portable TV set. Right, Tim, you're going to start. I'd like you to accompany Manhattan Transfer singing Java.
Java and me, a cup. Ah, I love Java, sweet and hot. Whoops, Mr. Motor, I'm a coffee pot. Shoot me the pot, and I'll pull me a shot. A cup. Oh. That wonderful mug, so broken, I'm snug in the jug. A slice of onion and a roll one, draw one. Waiter.
What an enormous gnat.
Willie, would you please accompany Muriel Smith singing Happy Talk from the...
How you gonna have a dream come true? Talk about floating in the sky, looking like a lily on a lake. Talk about a bird learning how to fly, making all the music he can. Oh.
Well, you were moving in on it.
Oh.
Graeme, will you accompany Engelbert Humperdinck singing Release Me?
Please release me, let me go. For I don't love you anymore.
Your glasses, babe.
To waste our lives would be a sin. Release and let me love again. Oh, I have found a new love, dear. And I will always want her near.
Barry, I think it's fair to say you've got all to play for. You're going to accompany the Big Bopper singing Chantilly Lace.
Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down, a wiggle in a walk and a giggle in a talk. Make the world go round. Ain't nothing in the world like a big-eyed girl to make me act so funny, make me spend my money. Me feel real loose like a long neck, loose like a girl. Oh, baby, that's what I like. What's that, baby?
Our next round is a new one in which, ladies and gentlemen, we must enter the strange twilight world of the supernatural. It's called Mystic Humph. In it I shall be revealing my secrets for winning the national lottery, before asking the teams to reveal theirs. Listeners at home should at this point place their hands on their radios, please, in order to feel the warmth of my mental powers. Stop that, Samantha. Right, teams, I must ask you now to hum while I give my predictions. Yes, it's becoming clearer now. You can make a bundle of money out of the lottery by being the grandson of a famous prime minister and flogging state papers back to the nation. Okay, teams, you can stop humming now. Tim, what's your mystic tip for winning the lottery, please?
4, 19, 23, 37 and 48 are one short of the numbers you require for this.
Barry, your tip for winning the lottery?
Well, it's I hope it works for me. I've been pursuing it for some time, which is to combine my inside leg measurement with my phone number. But the downside is people keep ringing my inside leg. So, which can be pleasant, but...
Willie.
Well, this isn't giving anything away, really. But if you write down any 6 numbers and 1 spare, that's 7 numbers, and if you work on the law of average that none of those 7 numbers will come up as usual, you can then cross them out. It's extremely unlikely the next 7 numbers you write down are going to come up, so you cross them out. This is exercise you carry out until you've got 42 numbers, and then you just put down the last 7 and you're in with a faint chance.
Graeme.
Yes, well, Tim was 1 number short there, and I think I'm getting something coming through. The extra number. I'm getting a name. Somebody here. Anyone called Foskett? Forsyth? Fordyce? Hamilton? We've got a Smith here. Well, I mentioned 6 names and none of them are here, so 6 is the number that will come up.
I shall remember that.
Spooky.
The next round is called Connections, and in it I'd like the teams to identify the connections linking various people or things. For example, if I were to list the names Jack Charlton, Bobby Charlton, Suzanne Charlton and Charlton Heston, you would, I hope, immediately spot the obvious connection. None of them have ever played for West Bromwich Albion. Tim, I'd like you to start, please, by telling me the connection between, and these are all genuine connections, in a box of false eyeballs, an artificial leg, and a bottle of bull seamen. I'll say that again.
I love it when you talk dirty, Hump. Something that happened in the war, was it?
And a bottle of bull seamen.
This is the first aid kit of the South African rugby team. And obviously something that happened to you in the war as well.
Actually, the right answer, and it did happen to me during the war, by not coincidence, they've all been handed in to the London Transport Lost Property Office. Willie, your turn. Can you please connect Coca-Cola, Pledge and Nova?
Well, they're all jolly useful standbys if you can't get onto Dino Rod. Little household hint for anybody here whose drain's plugged. Is that right?
No, it's not.
Oh.
Anybody know?
No.
Well, they're all product names with unfortunate meanings in other countries. In China, the literal translation of the word Coca-Cola means bite the wax tadpole.
How often would you say that?
I'm saying it all the time in wartime, I tell you. In Holland, pledge means urine. People of Spain were reluctant to buy Nova since in Spanish, Nova means doesn't go. Graeme, what's the connection between Coco Chanel, or Chanel I should say, my French is getting worse and worse, Herbert Hoover, Boris Karloff and the Prophet Muhammad?
Yeah, tread carefully here, I think. Well, the mountain didn't come to any of them. I think the answer is that they all gave their names to products. Coco Chanel, the popular bedtime drink. And Herbert Hoover, of course, invented the Herbert Dab. And I think I'm right in saying that Boris Karloff's real name was Lilette. But if you think I'm going to risk a fatwa by going any further...
Well, it's a rather boring answer. They were all orphans. And Barry, can you spot the connection between Alexander Graham Bell, Thomas Edison and Agatha Christie?
Oh, I read this in Rubber News. Which I get for the gardening hints.
bedwetting the hard way.
Alexander Graham Bell and Thomas Edison both made obscene phone calls to Agatha Christie. Just a shot in the dark.
Well, the interesting thing is they were all educated at home.
Who's been jolly crowded for you, huh?
Was it during the war? These evacuees.
Right, now it's time to play the game called Mornington Crescent. Before we do, I noticed that we've been inundated with a card from a Mrs. Trellis, who writes in her capacity as Secretary of the North Wales chapter of the Mornington Crescent Psychic Insomniacs Trust. She writes, Dear Mr. Lyttelton. Dear Mr. Lyttelton, I know what you're thinking. Many heartfelt thanks to you and the teams for all the help you've given in finding a surefire cure for our members, many of whom hadn't slept a wink in years until discovering your program. P.S. It was so nice to hear you again next year. Well, glad to be of assistance, Mrs. Trellis. Anyway, back to the game. This week we'll be playing Thornton's controversial Third Amendment. Thornton's. So teams, you should be alert to the obvious trap when cross-hatching. Oh, and all stations can now be trumped, even out of kilter. Right, who's going to start? What about you, Graham?
Station's right. Euston Road.
Paddington Place.
Clarendon Road.
Earls Court Road.
No,
Yes.
It's not out of kilter, is it?
No.
Earls Court.
No.
Completely done me.
Remember, Thornton.
Well, that's true. But is it out of kilter?
Yeah. Well, it's worth trying.
Euston Road.
I mean,
It's not out of kilter.
Humph may not know.
Humph knows everything.
So what's your move going to be?
I've forgotten now.
Well, you better think.
I did. I said Euston Road.
Yes. It wasn't a very good move, but it was a move.
Kilter-ish.
But a cross-hatching there.
Did cross-hatching, yes.
Well, don't think Thornton would approve of that.
Adjudication, please, Humph.
Why? I mean, you haven't made a challenge yet.
What?
You haven't contested it, so I can't adjudicate. You
Yes,
just
the
have to
challenge
contest
was, some time ago, that it wasn't out of kilter.
me. But it isn't out of kilter.
So the challenge was correct, then?
But he didn't trump it.
The whole point was that it shouldn't be out of kilter.
But you didn't trump it.
No. But it was cross.
Leave that to you, Humph.
I mean, the rule clearly says you can trump it, even if it's out of kilter. You don't have to trump it, and you didn't.
Yeah, right.
Provided there's no cross-hatching, Humphrey. There's the rub.
There wasn't any cross-hatching. I thought we'd established that.
Get on with it, Barry.
Come on, Barry.
Vicarage Road.
He's a low and dirty player.
I'm playing nearly at home, that's why.
But I shall make a mockery of his move. God, it's going to be good. Deeds Crescent.
King Street.
Mornington Crescent.
Oh.
Yes.
Trump, Trump, Trump,
dear.
Trump, 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 Trump.
Excellent. That was actually quite a good round. Now it's time for a round of limericks, the simple rhyme scheme that was, as you'd expect, originally devised in the Irish town of Cork. Teams, I must ask each of you to put on your dancing pumps, and as the Pope says to young mothers, get some rhythm. Because this week's theme is American soul musicians. I shall now furnish you teams each with a fecund first line, which I'd like you to continue taking one line each of.
And we do the second line, do we?
That was the wartime pronunciation. Willie, we're going to start with you. In Tesco's with Earth, Wind and Fire.
In Tesco's with Earth, Wind and Fire, Mr. Wind assaulted a buyer.
Mr. Fire then hit Earth.
Who promptly gave birth.
Tesco's, news at 10, Barry Cryer.
Graeme, your first line is, my hamster is called Otis Redding.
My hamster is called Otis Redding. My goldfish is Joan Armour-Treading.
My dogs are the Platters.
Not that that matters.
No, we're all up to here with the wedding.
Tim, I'm sorry about the scansion of this, but...
That's okay, Hump.
The artist formerly known as Prince.
The artist formerly known as Prince. On the stage, he would posture and mince.
Then just for a giggle,
Changed his name to a squiggle.
And nobody's heard of him since.
Finally, Barry, here's one for you. When it snows, you will find Sister Sledge.
out mooning at night on the ledge.
Out mooning at night on a ledge. 1 story down.
Is the maestro, James Brown.
Displaying his meat and 2 veg.
Right, well, now we have a musical round called Wurzels, in tribute to a madcap group of men who really put the county of Somerset on the map. The Ordnance Survey Land Registry Department. In this round, teams, I'll be asking you to sing certain songs of my choosing, but in the
Bit of shrapnel coming up, is it?
In this round, teams, I'll be asking you to sing certain songs of my choosing, but in the agriculturally inspired West Country style of the Wurzels. Even though this is a musical round, you'll be accompanied at the piano by Colin Sell. Incidentally, regarding the certain fame which Colin Sell enjoyed as a young man, I've been supplied with an old cutting from Colin's local paper about his first record. It reads, Colin Sell went straight in at number 4. Magistrates gave him 6 months up. After hearing he lived at number 28. Right, Barry and Graeme, you're to start, and your song is the delightful You Are My Lucky Star.
You are my lucky star. I saw you from afar. 2 lovely eyes that made them gleaming, gleaming. I was starstruck. You're my lucky chance. I'm lucky in your hands. You opened heaven's portals here on earth for this poor mortal. You are my lucky star.
Now, your turn, Tim and Willie, and your song is You Made Me Love You.
Made I love me, I didn't want to do it, I didn't want to do it. Hey, mate, I want it, and all the time he knew it, oh, I guess I always knew it. Hey, mate, I am me sometimes, boy, and I laugh. I never done here, you might feel so bad, hey, mate, I either. I didn't want to tell you, I didn't want to tell you. I want some scrumpy trip and you. Alright, driver, he knows he's on the brand. Driver, he knows we made me love him.
Combine harvester.
They do say that all good things must come to an end, which means that we've still got plenty more rounds to endure. Anyway, there's still time to play a swift round of Train Drivers Film Club. So while Samantha nips out to blow the station master's whistle for him, I'd like you teams to suggest some titles of films likely to be popular with an audience of train drivers and other railway staff. And Willie, we'll start with you.
A Close Encounter in the Third Class.
4 sidings and a Eurotunnel.
The Wrong Sort of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Purple Train, starring Signal, formerly known as Points.
Sidings of the Lambs.
King Solomon's Mind the Doors, please.
The Odd Coupling.
Never on a Sunday.
Thank you. The French as Lieutenant's Woman.
Cheap Day Return of the Jedi.
The Line in Winter. Closed due to Leif Erikson on the line.
So, as the frisky tomcat of fate confronts the scalpel of destiny... and the precious natural woodland of time meets the motorway extension of eternity, I see that our time is up. So from the team, Samantha, myself, and the fine people of Watford, goodbye. Hello and welcome to another edition of I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. Once again, we're coming to you from historic Chester, whose name derives from the Latin Castra Devana, meaning camp on the Dee. This, of course, refers to a riverside garrison, and not as recently supposed, the infamous Roman commander Julius Clary. Anyway, we're the guests of the Malloy Hall here in Chester, and when I say we, I'm referring to our splendid teams. A veritable who's that of British comedy. On my right, Willie Rushton and Tim Brooke-Taylor. On my left, Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. And here to give the teams one when she feels they deserve it. Please welcome our scorer, the delightful Samantha. Well, our first round is entitled Historical Headlines. Long, long ago, teams, events of true national importance went largely unreported in the national newspapers. And in this country, it's a tradition that's upheld to this very day. Teams, I shall provide a historical event, and I'd like you please to suggest some newspaper headlines likely to have been printed in the papers the following day. The first event is the feeding of the 5,000. Barry.
This is in the Magician's Weekly. David Copperfield unveils great new tuna sandwich illusion.
Willie.
This is from the Jewish Chronicle, our goldfish kosher.
Graeme?
One from the Sun. Jesus Christ ate my fish.
And Tim.
The Observer, 4,998 vegetarians left hungry.
News headline in the Daily Mirror, where's the ketchup then, shout Pharisees. The Financial Times is more impressed by the sermon that preceded the miracle and said attractive property gains for Meek forecast.
Let's try another one. This time the event is the sack of Troy.
Daily Mail in the female section, under household hints, always look a gift horse in the stomach.
Sound bit of advice in the Guardian, beware Greeks bearing tits.
Sporting Life, big wooden bugger, odds on favourite for Troy handicap.
Today, Ajax round the bend official.
Birmingham Post, Aston Villa chairman says my manager, Mr. Troy, has my complete backing.
Well, time's getting on, so now let's go on to a round called Pick Up Song. However, before we start, I must apologise to listeners in the West Midlands. It must be very unpleasant at this time of year. Now, as is customary in this round, Samantha will spin some discs on my gramophone to which you teams should sing along. By some deft adjustment to my new EC-approved knob de volume, Samantha will cause the music to drop out at a certain point. If on its return you're within a gnat's crotchet of the original teams, I'll be awarding points, and points mean prizes. What do points mean? Prizes! I get more depressed each week. This week's prize comes from the Ann Summers Erotic Herb Collection. It's this attractive blow-up dill. Barry, I'd like to make it clear to my aunt who listens to this programme regularly that I don't understand any of these. Barry, I'd like you to start by accompanying Gene Vincent singing
Baby, bebop, lula, shake, my baby love, my baby love, my baby love. She's the girl in the red blue jeans. She's the queen of all the things. She's the one that I know. She's the one that loves me, so say, bebop,
Should have mentioned that there's one rule I forgot about, and that is you're not allowed to tap your foot. So, sorry, Barry. Tim, will you please accompany Shawaddy Waddy singing Under the Moon of Love?
Let's go for a little walk under the moon of love. Let's sit down and talk under the moon of love. I want to tell you that I love you, and I want you to be my girl. Let's walk, let's talk under the moon of love, moon of love. You were looking so lovely under the moon of love.
Not the feet.
You're shining so brightly under the moon of love. I wanna go all the time, and be my love tonight. God, let's talk. Let's walk under the moon of love tonight.
What an enormous gnat.
Next time you can tap your foot. Willie, will you join Cliff Richard singing Living Doll?
Oh.
Got myself
A crying, talking, sleeping, walking, living doll. Got to do my best. It's getting quicker, I'm sure, when I was young. Living doll. Got a roving eye, and that is why she satisfies my soul. Got the one and only walking, talking, living doll. Take a look at her hair. It's real. And if you don't believe that, why, misprint that, I just did it this field. Gonna lock her up in a trunk. So no big hunk. I can steal her away from me. Got myself a crying, talking, sleeping.
Finally, Graham, will you and Colin Sell please accompany Nina Simone singing My Baby?
My baby don't care for clothes. My baby just cares for me. My baby don't care for cars and races. My baby don't care for high-toned places. His tailor is not a star, and he
something he can't see. My baby don't care, no. My baby cares for me.
Our next round, word for word, involves the teams uttering a meaningless series of unconnected words. Interestingly, this round is thought to have provided author Geoffrey Archer with the inspiration for the title of his next book, A Meaningless Series of Unconnected Words. I shall ask one team to exchange a series of completely unconnected words between them. The opposing team may challenge if they notice a connection. If I uphold the challenge, then the challengers should take over. They damn well will take over. Okay? Right, well, Tim and Willie, will you start, please?
Umbrella.
Follicle.
Chop.
Muffin.
Scarf.
Codswallop.
Challenge from Graeme Garden.
Yes, umbrella and scarf are related, sure. Yes.
Only by marriage.
That's Jane Asher, not an umbrella. Frequently mistaken. I fell over my head in wet weather. What?
I have to uphold that. That was a very obvious mistake.
I once put her up.
If she'd known you were coming, she'd have baked a cake.
Carry on. Graham and Barry, take over.
Clog. Cake.
Challenge.
One of Jane Asher's finest. Clog-shaped cake, which she brings out every clogging Sunday, which they enjoy in Ramsbottom annually.
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't cancel out the buzzer, so I haven't a clue what happened then, so... Oh, Barry and Graham, carry on.
Flange. Grouse. Gusset.
I heard a laugh there, Barry, you're out.
Is it the same round that we're playing?
Oh, dear, it's the wrong game. Challenge from Tim.
Well-known pub, Grouse and Gusset, and they're open.
Carry on, Tim.
Moribund.
Arthur.
Cataclysmic.
Challenge from Graeme Garden.
Moribund and his brother Arthur.
Can't say fairer than that.
I know them well, sir.
It sounds, is it right? Lark. Wimple. Novice. Gerbil.
What was the last one?
Never you mind.
German was the last one.
German?
Gerbil.
Gerbil.
Oh, gerbil, was it?
Gerbil.
Was it German gerbil?
He was a German.
Wasn't there a film called The Gerbils of Wimple Street? Carrots?
Parrots. Oh, the carrots and Penzance, you'll be.
Well, that was jolly good fun, Humph, wasn't it?
I'm absolutely fed up with it. Let's go on to the next round, entitled Biographies.
Yes.
It's a round entitled Biographies, and no one can have failed to notice the recent plethora of books about the lives of the rich and famous. There's been Diana, about the princess, Charles, about the prince, and even Barry Cryer, about 50 pence in the remainder. Teams, I'd like you please to come up with some suggestions for the titles of biographies that have yet to grace our bookshop shelves. And Graham, will you start, please?
Mike Atherton, A Handful of Dust. John Gummer, All Things Trite and Dutiful. I've just got a book out about Louis Armstrong, actually, called You Play the King and I'll Trumpet.
Des Lynam. Why do I do that?
Major Ron, The Medium is the Massage.
For the sequel, he's taken the old David Bowie song and he's going to call it Self-Control to Major Ron.
David Mellor. Away goals count double.
Well, I've got his latest book.
By the way.
I have Mellor's latest work. It's Through Lady Cobham with Gun and Rod.
Elvis Presley, My Life in Tesco's.
Richard Madeley, I Was a Fugitive from a Chain Store.
It's now time to play the game called Mornington Crescent. The Friends of Mornington Crescent mailbox has been inundated again by a postcard from our regular correspondent, Mrs. Trellis of North Wales. She's holidaying in Rill at present, and she writes, Dear, having a lovely weather not so, wish you were... Oh, and there's a P.S. here. Due to power cut in hotel, had to write this under lighthouse. Anyway, back to the game. This week we'll be playing Hugo's second stratagem. And in case you've forgotten, teams, this means that moves across consecutive rows are prohibited, unless, of course, you're in nip. Tim, will you start, please?
Across consecutive rows?
Oh, we're not going to have an argument again.
You can't actually have consecutive if you're in nip anyway, can you? Consecutive rows?
You can.
If you're playing Hugo's, you can.
Oh, yes, sorry.
You couldn't in the first stratagem, but the second one you could do it. He amended it.
I apologise.
Hugo first.
No, he didn't exactly.
No need to be frivolous, Barry. Lyle Street.
You want to quibble, Graeme?
Well, he didn't actually amend it. He altered it.
I suppose if Hump says we play it that way, it doesn't really matter, does it?
It's not Hump's amendment, is it? It's Hugo's.
But Hump mentioned it.
You just said it wasn't an amendment. You said it was an alteration.
Oh, but you're trying to amend it now.
Perhaps we'd better leave it till next week.
Start away, Tim. Please.
Lyle Street.
Rodsham Street.
Spell it.
Rodsham.
Where's that?
Chester.
Tite Street.
Trinity Street.
Oh, blimey.
It's not that bad. I hope we're not going to do anything very, very silly.
Do you think... Fleet Street.
Barry.
No. That's a madness.
Westgate.
Oh! No, you've forgotten the consecutive rows.
Funny little pocket of people over there.
They come from Chester.
Oh. They probably voted for the loony and the jumpers. Cromwell Road.
Chichester Street.
Where's that? Oh.
God.
I think it was Nip.
Yeah.
I suppose we are, aren't we?
You are.
I
have
Is
to
there any
wear
way
the
out
arms.
of it?
Absolutely, yes, for me. But not for you.
I go, you're coming with me. All right.
Don't forget, consecutive rows are now not prohibited. Because you're in nip.
Baker Street. Thank you, Hump.
Trinity Street.
Knightsbridge.
Brandreth Square.
You're allowing that, Hump?
Listen, at this stage in the game, I'll allow anything.
In that case, Mornington Crescent.
Well, our next round is entitled Call My Bluff. As you remember from the television program, participants were expected to issue forth a stream of anachronisms, inanities, and blatant lies. Happily, this old format has been repackaged for radio and can now be heard under the title Today in Parliament. Teams, I shall give you each an obscure word to define, and I shall be awarding points to whichever definition I decide is nearest the truth. Now, the word is ping, hippopotamus. No, sorry, I'll read that again. The word is... hippopotamus, and I'd like you to give me your definition of the word hippopotamus, please. Tim.
Well, this hippopotamus is a very specific term used in the 50s by potters. After the war, as some of our older listeners and us will remember, pottery was still very old-fashioned with dogs, cats, 18th century lovers, that sort of thing. And an American, Joseph Krajewski, hit the pottery world like a breath of fresh air with such masterpieces as Long-Haired Lovers on Motorbikes, Rock and Roll Hot Dogs, etc. When asked where he got his modern ideas from, he said, from my rather more hipper Potter news. Very specific, only Potters would understand that. It's also the trendy Cambodian guerrilla comedian, the hip Pol Potter muse.
I did mention pottery, not quite what he said. Sir Joshua Amis, an ancestor of Kingsley and Martin. Martin was named after him, actually, about 150 years after. Got together with Jedediah Harper to make a revolutionary chamber pot, because the old models caused a lot of trouble. The steam was rusting the bed springs, and people mistook them for soup bowls. So they installed one of the earliest Spode extractor fans on the pot, which you had to remove before you sat on it, otherwise you might get a little behind with your orders. But they created this new revolutionary chamber pot that went ping, you know, if you pressed it. So, because of the design on the side with the two names and the description in the middle, it was known as the Harper Pot Amis.
Willie, in the golden days before Spitting Image, when Jim Henson and Frank Oz used to do that wonderful thing, the Muppets, was very lovely, they did actually a blue version of it, behind closed doors. Appalling things happened between the Frog and Miss Piggy. No decent person should really ever see. Suffice to say, it never will be seen. It exploded. But the thing to ask for, if you want to see these puppets at it, is go in and ask for hip puppet amours. The pig is terrific.
Well, this goes back to the year when the Marx Brothers entered the US Open Golf Championship. And it was very tense. And Harpo, in fact, was in the lead until the 18th on the final round. And he tried his very hardest, but the ball just failed to go in. And the headlines in the papers the next day said, Harpo putt a miss. The word passed into the language. Harpo putt a miss. That animal that lives in African rivers.
I think the nearest one to the truth, they were all pretty far flung. I mean, that one of yours, Tim, the pottery thing was unbelievable, so I'm not accepting that.
That's your peril.
And Graeme, the golf thing, no. Willie didn't hear a word of it from where I'm sitting.
No. Well, I'm in Chester.
I suppose, Barry, you come nearest to the correct answer, so I'll award the points to you. Correct answer is, of course, an ugly, fat, grey thing. You did mention Kingsley Amis. On we go now to a hilarious musical round called Just a Minim, which goes some way to prove that although the gift of laughter is a rare and precious thing, it comes a poor second to the gift of industrial strength earplugs. It's a musical version of the popular radio show Just a Minute, so as you would expect, team members should attempt to sing a song without repetition, hesitation, repetition, lobster or deviation. Those not singing may buzz to challenge, and you'll be accompanied on the piano teams by the ever-popular Colin Sell, who receives sacks of fan mail. Here's an example. Dear Colin, the Ventaxia kitchen extractor removes all the Right, I'd like you to start, please, Graham, and the song is How Much Is That Doggy in the Window?
How much is that doggy in the window? Woof bark. The one with the waggly tail. What's the price of that animal through the glass? I do hope that Fido's for sale. I must take a trip to California and leave my poor sweetheart alone. If he has a dog... Sorry, that was a deviation and repetition.
Thank you, Graeme. You've done us all a favour. I'll uphold that challenge. That means you have to go on, Humphrey.
She won't be lonesome, and the animal will have a good home.
I don't really want to say this, but I
Willie,
think... What?
For the benefit of listeners at home, if you'd wait for me to say challenge from Willie, they're not going to be able to distinguish your voice from...
Don't they have stereo on Radio 4?
What's that got to do with it?
I don't know. I could never understand in the war how Lord Haw-Haw was so much louder than Uncle Mac. Very quite frankly, and I lived in Wales then. Larry the Lamb... Lord Haw-Haw, hello, Germany speaking, Jezebel.
That's almost all we've got time for in the time. It's just time, I've noticed, to fit in a quick round of Roman Film Club. So, teams, in honour of Chester's forebears, I'd like you please to suggest some titles of films likely to have been popular with the ancient Romans. And Barry, will you start, please?
Toga, toga, toga.
Accidental Nero.
Bonnie Gall, starring Barbarian Streisand.
Viaduct Soup. Mad Maximus.
Gladiator 2. He's Bacchus.
Rollerball and Remus.
Rome Alone.
The man who shot Julius Caesar.
Porgy and Bess.
With Caesar Minelli.
Hadrian's Wall Street. Good night.
Well, as the vanquished charwoman of time begins to shaken back the shag pile of eternity. I notice that we've just run out of time, and indeed the series. Join us on Christmas Day for a special festive edition of the programme. In the meantime, from Samantha, the teams, myself, and all the fine people of Chester, goodbye.
Hello, and welcome to a new series of I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. Today, we're coming to you from historic Bath, a city renowned for its famous spa. Not forgetting, of course, its equally celebrated quick save. Sadly, on this occasion, we find ourselves without Tim Brooke-Taylor. There seems to have been some kind of an unfortunate misunderstanding, and despite specific instructions to travel down the M5 to the Assembly Rooms, Bath, Tim is currently appearing at MFI in self-assembly bathrooms. I suppose the extra money will come in handy. However, in his place, please welcome on my right the man they call Paul Merton. And with him, Willie Rushton. And on my left, welcome, if you will, Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. And since Sven is off playing around with Alice, that's golf. Would you also welcome our scorer, the delightful Samantha? Right. Our first round is entitled Complete Quotes. Teams, I'll provide you with the first parts of some famous proverbs, and I'd like you to finish them off for me, please. We start with you, Graeme. You can't teach an old dog new...
clear physics.
Paul, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it...
scuba dive.
Barry, there's no fool like an...
diamond. If you said "and," you see, it would have been "and diamond," and that would have been a funny run-on, and I wish I was
Would you like me
dead.
to say it again? Shall I say it again or just wait for the echo to come back? Right, Willie, here's yours. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish.
You have a 12-part series, a book, and 2 or 3 videos.
Graeme, some men have only one book in them. Others...
Don't indulge in that practice.
Paul, another one for you. Birds of a feather.
It's a crap television programme.
Barry, it's an ill wind that...
Is silent.
Okay, now, have you got any more?
No. See a pin and pick it up, and all day you'll have a pin.
Don't try to run before you can pull up your trousers.
He who sups with the devil has need of a long after-dinner speech. The early bird catches the 5:45 to Paddington.
Right, well, we've got to hurry along now. We're going to play a popular game called One Song to the Tune of Another. Each team member should sing the lyric of one song without the music to the tune of another song without the words, but with the backing track so the words of one song are synchronized seamlessly to the tune of another. The round is not to be confused with one tune to the song of another. That involves the team singing a selection of numbers while the company's Colin Sells sucks on a menthol decongestant tablet. Incidentally, there's some surprising news from Colin's A&R man, who tells us that he's negotiated an exclusive deal for Colin to release a string of singles which are guaranteed chart toppers. Well, they may not make number 1, but they're certain to be number 2s. Sorry, did I hear you say something, Colin? No, all right then. Graeme, I'd like you to sing the words of Every Breath You Take to the tune of Knees Up, Mother Brown.
Oh, every breath you take and every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you every single day, and every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you. Oh, can't you see that you belong to me? My poor heart aches with every step you take, every move you make, and every vow you break. Oi!
Barry, it says here, I'd like you to sing, which is stretching it a bit. I'd like you to sing the words of There's No One Quite Like Grandma to the tune of Nobody Does It Better.
There's no one quite like Grandma, and I know you will agree. She always is a friend to you, and she's a friend to me. There's no one quite like Grandma. She's there in times of need. Before it's bedtime, on her knee, towards a book she'll read. Grandma, we love you. Grandma, we do. Though you may be far away, we sing of you.
I lost the
For
will
your
to live
short
during
song,
that.
Willie, I'd like you to sing the words of The Lonely Goat Herd to the tune of Summertime.
high on a hill was a lonely goat herd. Lay yodel, lay yodel, lay. Loud was the voice of the lonely goat herd. Lay yodel, lay yodel. Folks in a town that was quite remote herd. Lay yodel, lay yodel, lay. Lusty and clear from the goat herd's throat herd. Lay yodel, ooh, ah, ah, ee, oh, ee.
And finally, Paul, would you please sing the words of Stand By Me to the tune of the William Tell Overture?
The night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. I won't be afraid, I won't be afraid, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me, oh stand by me, oh stand by me. Stand by me if the sea that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble in the sea. I won't cry, I won't cry, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me, I'll stand and stand and stand by me. I'll stand and stand and stand by me, stand by me.
Now I know what Kimosabi means.
Stop singing.
Let's hurry along to the next round. This one's entitled Audience Ratings. These days it's becoming increasingly difficult to pick up ratings, as Samantha found to her cost on a recent... Teams, in the light of much publicised audience-boosting additions to the plots of The Archers and Emmerdale, I'd like you please to suggest some additions to other well-known TV and radio programmes likely to make them more popular. Barry, will you start, please?
Anne and Nick oversleep.
They're going to liven up Watchdog by calling it Watch Bitch with Linda Lee Potter.
Graeme?
An idea for Newsnight. Arm Jeremy Paxman.
Noel Edmonds has a new show called Noel's House Fire.
There's a new plot line for EastEnders, Arthur and Pauline by an electronic dictionary. But when they plug it in, they both get elocuted.
True Crimes is being revived, but Michael Winner's being killed off.
Desmond Morris is going to fire Jacques Cousteau up Mr. Blobby. Have I Got News for You, hosted by somebody completely different, doesn't matter, just be an improvement.
Any more?
And on radio, Strip Round Britain Quiz.
Good news, they're getting a bit of Beadle and they're going to have Mrs. Bobbits about.
Okay. Now to an entertaining new round.
Well, we've heard that before.
I'll say that again. No, it should read, now to an entertaining new round called Good Morning Radio. Few things can match the unalloyed thrill of enjoying Anne Diamond over the breakfast table. Teams, in this round I'd like you to take it in turns to be interviewers and guests on a breakfast chat show. As you would expect of the genre, the job of the interviewers is to prevent their guests from saying anything remotely of interest. Points will be awarded to the guests for the amount of interesting information they're able to convey. And so, without further ado, let's find out who the guests are today on Good Morning with Paul and Willie.
Hello. And hello. Who are our guests today, Willie?
A good question, Paul, which I hope you'll answer. Good morning.
Good morning. Let's have a look at the weather. Well, it's still raining.
Yes.
Our guests today, who are our guests?
Our guests today are Rasputin,
Rasputin,
the bearded wonder, and Lucretia Borgia. So let's give them a big hand. Well, Mr. Rasputin, how do you wash that?
I have a special Soviet beard wash, which the Tsarevich himself gave to me. I remember the Tsar himself once
It's very
pointed out...
It's very interesting that you mentioned the Tsar there, because I wonder, do you think that Arsenal overplayed the offside trap?
I think
the Tsarina might have...
could probably answer that one.
Yes.
Well, I have been doing the catering for Arsenal for several years.
Which explains a lot.
Where did you get that lovely frock?
Well, the Tsar gave it to me.
Has the Tsar ever given you one, Lucretia?
I've had 11 husbands, you know.
Oh, 11 husbands. That's roughly the same number of players in the Arsenal team. What do you... Which Arsenal player would you fancy given a chance?
Well, this is difficult to say.
My words are spoken by an actor.
I was about to say no, they're not.
I don't think I'll award any points for that. Let's see now who'll be taking to the couch on This Morning with Graham and Barry.
Hello. Hello. Well, Barry, who have we got on the couch today?
We have His Satanic Majesty, the Devil, or should I say, Old Nick?
No, I don't think so.
No. And that great, great survivor, Madame Pompadour.
Hello, sexy.
Good morning.
I wonder, Madame Pompadour, how do you wash it?
Dans la toilette, bébé.
Turning to Old Nick,
Yes.
if I may call you old.
Certainly Satan, Beelzebub, any of those things, Lucifer.
What is your star sign?
Well, it's interesting you should say that, because it's...
Well, no, it isn't really. Because what I really want to know is whether you have a normal breakfast, like other people do.
Well, it all depends what you mean.
You know, coffee and toast.
Well,
perhaps,
not...
or
croissants,
even
that
tea.
sort of thing.
No, not really.
Croissants, quite interesting.
You prefer a continental breakfast, perhaps?
I have Louis XIV.
I think for breakfast I have a mixture really. I roast a few souls in hell, because it always gets a bit of appetite, and then
Are you
I...
on gas or electricity?
Well, I find smokeless fuels the most economical.
So do we, don't we?
Where would you go for a bargain in smokeless fuel?
Well, you can't beat Newcastle, you know.
A lot of people say that.
I was wondering if Madame Pompadour knows Newcastle at all well.
Except for 3 men who escaped.
Do they serve a normal
I had a
breakfast?
child by Sunderland.
I think points all round there. Our next round is called PC Song Titles. Like Barry Crow's trousers, political correctness has had rather a bad press recently. So I've decided that we're going to bring it into the programme. So from now on, I may of course be referred to as chairperson. Samantha will be sexually challenged. Something to look forward to for her, I've no doubt. The team should be described as differently entertaining. Accordingly, I'd like you to start by revising some well-known song titles and lyrics, which might otherwise prove offensive to the politically correct ear. Okay, Willie, will you start, please?
Bebop-a-loo-bop, she's my significant other.
Paul.
White Christmas, I'm dreaming of a Caucasian pagan festival.
Graham?
He or she loves you, yeah.
We all live in a Far East Asian submarine.
I want to hold your hand subject to contract and the consent of both parties.
Thank heaven for vertically challenged, differently old people of gender.
Same gender orientated the magic dragon.
The Carpenters hit single call-in occupants of interplanetary craft, except that is politically correct already. The real version was, "Oi, Greenskin, I want to talk to you."
Senior Citizen River.
And then, of course, there's the well-known lyric, "The X-chromosome individual is unwaged and non-tied to a domestic dwelling. The lady's a tramp."
Right, well, our next round is called Cheddar Gorge, just one of the many games taking their names from famous British landmarks. There's Dungeness, of course, where the object is to try to escape without being locked in Dungeon R or Dungeon T. The ever-popular Windsor Castle, where, as the name suggests, the most successful player wins a castle. And the perennial favourite St Michael's Mount, devised, of course, by our very own Samantha during an extended visit to Marks and Spencer. As the name Cheddar Gorge so obviously implies, the object is for each team member to utter a single word in turn. And the point is that they mustn't ever complete a sentence. They haven't so far, so this should be different. To complicate matters unnecessarily, each player must include a word of my choosing, and these are, for you, Graeme, Pop-Tart, Paul, Toupee, Barry, Polystyrene, and Willie, Testosterone. Before we start, teams, you'll observe that I've got the horn as usual, and if I think a sentence has been completed, you'll hear a noise like this. I'll do it again. Okay, Graeme, will you start us off, please?
That's jazz in Bath.
You've won them over, Will.
Graeme, you're going to start.
Once
upon
a
testosterone.
Wow. Ref. Please.
there
was
a
nice
Pop-Tart.
However,
the
last
time
toupee.
The last time toupee?
It's an old song.
Yeah. It's a thing you get, this unthreatening message when you need revenue.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Arrived.
Not.
As.
A.
Polystyrene.
Comma.
Oh.
Van.
It.
Was.
Never.
Ever.
Ever.
Definitely.
Not.
What.
It.
Seemed.
In.
I
didn't know we could do vowels.
You tore the muscle.
A. Revealed in A.
Big.
Elaborate.
Copy.
Of.
The.
First.
Times.
Crossword.
Puzzle.
In.
The.
Entire
History.
Of.
The.
entire
History.
Of.
The.
complete
Geography.
Unexpurgated.
But.
you
Should.
See.
What?
I
Have.
In.
My.
live Little.
Tiny.
Sequined.
Our next round is called Chas and Dave, and was inspired by the popular Cockney entertainers, who were as much a part of this country's cultural heritage as fish and chips, pie and mash, and foot and mouth. Teams, I'd like you please to take it in turns to sing some well-known songs in the style of Chas and Dave. You'll be accompanied on the piano by Colin Sell, and incidentally, I was surprised to learn before the show that Colin has perfect pitch. So if you need your garage roof refelting, Colin's your man. Okay, Barry and Graeme, I'd like you to start, please, and I'd like you to provide your Chas and Dave version of Don't Cry For Me, Argentina.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. Nah, the truth is I never left you. All through our days of my existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Nah, the truth is I never left you. All through my wild days of my existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance.
Okay, your turn, Paul and Willie, and your song is Bright Eyes.
Floating down on the tide, following the river of death downstream. Oh, is it a dream? There's a pocket on the horizon, a strange glow in the sky. Nobody seems to know where you go. What does it mean? Oh, is it a dream? Rabbit, 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 bastard. Bright eyes, burning on fire. Bright eyes, how can you close and fail? How can a light that burns so brightly suddenly burn so pale? Bright eyes, bright eyes, left eye, cross eyes, outside, fixed. Grab it.
Have we finished?
26 marks for temporarily reducing Colin Sell and his piano to silence. We're fast approaching the end of the show, but there's just time to slip in a round of Lumberjacks Film Club. So teams, while Samantha and I nip out to put an edge on my little chopper, I'd like you please to suggest some titles of films likely to be popular with lumberjacks, tree surgeons, and the like. Paul, you're going to start this one, please.
There's a popular film just been re-released at the cinema, Beverly Hill Cops. That's my best one. Wait till I get to Oklahoma.
I'd like to cross that out.
Okay, Barry.
Joan Collins is The Beach.
Elm on Nightmare Street.
Tom Hanks in Twig.
Robert Donat, Goodbye Mr. Woodchips. Just been released again.
The Mahogany and the Ecstasy.
The Discreet Charm of the Bougainvillea.
There's a remake, a sequel really, called Beverly Hill Cops 2. The more you say it, the better it goes, isn't it?
I Am a Fugitive from a Chainsaw.
Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon.
An old saga of the Korean War. Ash.
Larch Action Hero. Die Hard Wood. Elm R. Gantry. Elvis Presley. In Love Me Timber.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator Tree. And Robert De Niro in Goodfellas. Lumberjacks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not that good, really. The Good, the Bad and the Sycamore. It doesn't sound like it.
How about Rebel Without Sequoias?
Well, a quick glance at the time tells me that it's fast coming up to 8100 hours, which means, of course, that I've put my digital watch on upside down again. And also that it's the end of the programme. So until next week, it's goodbye from Samantha, the teams, and myself. Goodbye. Hello, and welcome to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, the show that has turned my life around. Before it, I was miserable and disenchanted. Now I'm disenchanted and miserable. Today we're coming to you from the BBC's Paris Theatre in the West End, in front of a studio audience who I understand are keen to enjoy themselves and see the stars close up. Disappointment, I've issued each of them with careful directions to the London Planetarium. In the meantime, I'd like them to welcome, on my right, Willie Rushton and Tim Brooke-Taylor. And on my left, Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. And taking things down with gusto, would you also welcome our scorer, the delightful Samantha? Our first round is entitled Old Radio Times. As many of you will know, I possess an enviable collection of ancient magazines and periodicals, though I do still lack an 11th century edition of Hovels and Gardens, as well as the once popular Consumer's Guide to Magicians and Sorcerers. That's which. Teams, I have in my possession a copy of the Radio Times dated the 19th of November, 1066, and I'd like you please to suggest some titles of radio and TV programmes which are likely to be included. And Graeme, we'll start with you, please.
Bayer Watch.
And Barry Norman introduces Illuminated Manuscripts 66.
Barry?
Just William the Conqueror. Doomsday Book programme, This Is Your Lives.
Willie?
Half-Blind Date. Norman's House Party.
King Canute in C, 4th.
Unfortunately, A Day in the Life of Ethelred had to be cancelled as it's still not ready.
Watch out, the venerable bead's about.
Thursday live coverage in the afternoon of the Bayeux Tapestry, and at 10:30 from Stamford Bridge, Stitch of the Day.
Any more? OK, well, let's hurry along to the next round, which is a game called One Song to the Tune of Another, where we take the words of one song and combine them with the tune of another. So it's one song without the tune, but with the words, combined with a different song without the words, but with the same tune. That's the same tune of the different song, not the same tune of the same song. There, I can't make it any simpler than that. Piano accompaniment will be provided by... See, I didn't choke on the name. Piano accompaniment will be provided by Colin Sell, who tells me that he's found work at several London hotels due to the revival in popularity of the cocktail lounge. This week it's the Ritz, next week he'll be serving Twiglets and Cheesy Wotsits. Barry, you're going to start. You're going to sing the words of My Ding-a-Ling to the tune of House of the Rising Sun.
When I was a little bitty boy, my grandmother bought me a cute little toy, silver bells hanging on a string, and she told me it was my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, my ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling, I want you to play with my ding-a-ling.
hardly worth going on to the rest of you. Willie, will you please sing the words of I've Got a Lovely Bunch of Coconuts to the tune of C'est Magnifique?
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. They are standing in a row. Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. Give them a twist, a flick of the wrist. That's what the showman said. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Every ball you throw will make me rich. There stands my wife. I love my life.
Tim, I'd like you to sing the words of Remember You're a Womble to the tune of Try a Little Tenderness.
Remember, 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 remember. Remember you're a womble. Remember you're a womble. Remember, remember what a womble you are. Remember you're a womble. Remember you're a womble. When it's for... Oh.
I'd have liked you to go on. Graeme, will you please sing the words of I'll Take You Home Again, Kathleen, to the tune of Hernando's Hideaway?
I'll take you home again, Kathleen, across the ocean wild and wide, to where your heart has ever been, since first you were my bonny bride. The roses all left your cheek, I've watched them fade away and die. Your voice is sad whenever you speak, and tears beat in your loving eyes. And I will take you back, Kathleen, to where your heart will feel no pain, and when the fields are fresh and green, I will take you home, Kathleen. I know you love me, Kathleen, dear. Your heart was ever fond and true. I always fear when you are near, that life holds nothing, dear, but you. The smiles that once you gave to me, I scarcely ever see them now, though many times I see a darkening shadow on your brow. I'll take you home again, Kathleen, across the ocean wild and wide.
Absolutely terrific. The next round is called Lies, All Lies. Since I recently adopted a rigorous diet of honesty and truthfulness, I felt spiritually cleansed. Indeed, I now feel quite at one with myself as I sit here, raven-haired, fresh from the gym on the eve of my 35th birthday. On the eve of my 35th birthday. Teams, I'd like you please to take it in turns to lie about a certain person or thing. The opposing team should challenge if they feel their opponents have
Teeth have gone.
The opposing team should challenge if they feel their opponents have uttered anything remotely truthful. Barry and Graeme, you're going to start now. Your subject is the government.
It's a new era.
And has been for some time.
Yes. Nobody could sustain this new era like this government had.
No.
A change of gear in our lifestyles. Gives us hope, I always feel, for the future.
It's the feeling that you're in safe hands.
Yes.
Somehow.
Yes, indeed.
The one that wonderful and so much goodness going on. The
role models to look up to.
That's right. Foreign aid, just giving aid away, the Purgow Dam,
Indeed.
things like that.
The public
the
service.
generosity of it. I mean,
Yes,
it's quite...
indeed. Public service has never been so public serviced.
Challenge from Willie.
Which government are you talking about? Would this be Gladstone's last Liberal government?
This current government.
Oh. No, I agree with all that. That's fine, yes.
Do you want to go on?
Oh, yes,
indeed.
So do they.
Well, challenge from the light hasn't got. Oh, Tim.
They do want to go on, or they don't want to go
They do want to, but so it's a lie.
Yes.
They don't want to go on.
That's
The last thing they want to do is carry on. It's a charade.
I thought they looked as though they
With
did
no
want to go.
points involved, they don't want to go on.
No.
He's talking about politicians that made us say we wanted to go on with a tone of utter sincerity, when in fact we didn't want to go on.
Oh, go on then.
Well, they're doing a wonderful job, aren't they?
They are indeed.
The nation's never been better, never been healthier. That's why we don't need so many hospitals now.
Indeed, indeed.
Challenge from Willie.
What are they talking about now? I don't want to get cross and irritable. I can't understand a word they're talking
This
about.
government, bless
Is that Mrs. Bottomley we're talking about? The lovely Mrs. Bottomley?
Indeed.
With that
Great.
crackling, starchy front and the way about her. Oh. Oh, I could go 5 rounds with her. Oh.
Ding! Second's out. Oh, Mrs. Bottomley, welcome.
Oh, the first one's out.
Tim and Willie, it's your turn now. And your subject is the Church of England.
Well, we're doing awfully well now.
Tremendously. The Archbishop of Canterbury, a short, wiry man with the teeth of Cary Grant.
And that's the reason they're playing to packed houses all over the country.
All over the country. It's like theatres. It's like something by Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah.
That good.
And the great...
Buzz myself, if nobody else will.
What's your challenge, Willie?
Andrew Lloyd Webber's awful. I don't know why I said that, but I just said it. At least I could pick that one up.
Vicars who don't believe in God, is this part of the general picture at the moment?
What game are you playing, Barry?
There is.
You're trying to guess what we're going to lie about, are you?
Mention of the Archbishop, the primate, made me think of the vicar who didn't believe in God.
Would you prefer if we had a sort of general discussion?
The vicar who didn't believe in God had an answering machine that said, I don't believe I'm in.
Tim
John Selwyn Gummer's the sort of man who makes you want to kneel down and pray, isn't he?
Challenge from Graeme.
That's no lie.
I think Prince Charles is right on behalf of the church. He's right to say defender of the faith. We agree
Speak
with
up,
that.
he's a bit deaf.
Right, we'll go on to the next round now.
It's always good to try new rounds.
Yes, I guess.
This next round is called Sounds Peculiar, but don't be misled. Colin Sell isn't involved. Peculiar sounds can be a source of endless fun, as anybody who's had their needle stuck on a Rolf Harris record can testify. This round, teams, Samantha will play in some pre-recorded sounds on my quarter-inch reel-to-reel double-track magnetopowered Marconi phone. When she's finished, I'd like you each to tell me what they are. We're going to start with you. Barry, your sounds are coming up now.
Hannibal Lecter at the checkout in Safeways.
Okay, Tim, please identify this.
That's, Captain Hewitt. Ill-advisedly turning up for the trooping of the colour, only to discover that the Queen has ordered live ammunition.
Hang on. Samantha's written something down here. It's a mark. Tim Brooke-Taylor for that ovation. Okay, your turn, Willie. What's this, please?
last is dead, and how his spine is fiercest. Gunning along the Scots were cold to see the thin races.
That's somebody taking Chancellor Cole to Newcastle.
Finally, Graham, will you please identify this?
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat.
I think that was Quentin Tarantino's Postman Pulp.
Right, well, it's now time for a challenging round called Straight Face. The object of the game is not to get a laugh from the studio audience. So, no problems there, teams. You've been rehearsing for the last 22 years. Teams, I'd like you to take it in turns to come up with a humour-free word on the subject of ornithology. And remember, the merest hint of a titter will result in disqualification. Graham, will you start us off, please?
Beak.
Thrush.
Not a medical program.
It is now. Ptarmigan.
Orc.
Hawk.
Hide.
Grebe.
Pelican.
Penguin.
Shag.
Not a medical program.
Yes, Tim, I'm sorry. Right, the three of you carry on, starting with you, Barry.
Oddie.
Willie?
Scott. He never got a laugh in his life.
Crow. Swallow.
Not a medical program.
Sorry, Willie, you got a laugh there.
Not with the bird. Raven.
All right, I'll let you carry on.
For back there. Raven, I think that's very good.
What?
What? So I said raven.
We're quite waiting for Graham, aren't we?
Are we?
Yes.
Sorry.
Tit. Rook.
Warthog. Suicide, actually. Like the low boredom threshold.
Come and join me on the perch.
We've got one of these interesting situations. Two members of the same team are playing against each other, so...
They always have, they always will.
Graham?
Lark. Minor. Oh, we've had pelican, haven't we? Yeah, we'll move on to the sweet. Separate bills, please. Bills. Gull. Claw. Warthog.
So it's only you left, Barry. Carry on.
Warthog.
Right, our next round's called greetings cards. These days, such cards are produced for all sorts of special occasions and achievements. Teams, I'd like you please to suggest some new style greetings cards for special occasions or events, together with the messages inside. I know it's all too easy these days to make cheap jokes about the misfortunes of the rich and famous, so let's get on with it. Barry, will you start, please? Barry.
Yes. Thinking. Card to Jerry Adams, glad your laryngitis got better. Card to Ian Paisley, sorry your laryngitis got better.
Willie.
An elf in verse here, you might. So, your paramour has kissed and told of you and she on pleasure bent. This card's to say bad luck about the mention of your measurement.
I've got another one that leads on from that, on your circumcision. Not a big sale, but it's the time for one small cut. Well done on your circumcision. I only have one tiny butt. I think you've made the wrong decision.
I've got one to Tim Brooke-Taylor on his return to this show.
Why do I think I don't want this one?
The audience are glad you're back. Of that, I'm pretty certain. When you came on, they all stood up and shouted, "Where's Paul Merton?"
Good question, huh?
Willie?
This is on the death of a tortoise. Happens in the best run circles. I hear your tortoise. Insert name. I hear your tortoise, Norbert, has fallen off the twig. What was it doing up a tree? And do not say a jig.
I expect the picture makes it, doesn't it?
You're lucky you can see it.
Right, our next round, Just a Minute, was originally inspired by that radio favourite, Just a Minute. Last week we asked listeners to name the popular host of Just a Minute. Nicholas Parsons was, of course, first out of the bag with the correct answer. By Hugo Grin. In this round, team members should attempt to sing a song without repetition, hesitation, Thompson's gazelle, deviation, or repetition. Those not singing may buzz to challenge. You'll be accompanied on the piano teams by Colin Sell, who I feel is getting a little bit too big for his boots. Seems to be suffering from delusions of adequacy. Right, the song is Waltzing Matilda.
Camped by a billy boy under the shade of a curly tree. And he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boy, "You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me, tangoing Mildred, tap dancing Frida. You'll come a ballying Maisie with me." And he sang...
Challenge
God
from
for
Tim. Repetition from You'll Come. Sorry to take this game seriously.
He's on your side, though.
I was just letting him get his breath back. Okay.
Do you want to carry on then, Tim? Yeah. All right, then.
Go for it.
And he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled.
I think you said Billy Boyle previously.
I haven't sung this before.
That's true. I wonder where the other two have gone.
Someone arrives,
Gone very quiet there and under.
a Velita avec moi. Down came... Is it going to have a piano with this? I'd like Jumbo to drink at the William Ong.
Challenge from Barry.
Repetition of bong.
Ong, he said. I said Ong.
Great
William
clarity.
Ong.
William Ong. I thought there was an intrusive B there.
Yeah.
Right.
You are an intrusive bee.
Just for a bit of variety, we'll give Tim the point, and you carry on, Barry.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
And he sang, I haven't sung any of this before, as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Down came a jumbuck to drink at the Willie place.
Deviation, if ever.
Up jumped the swagman and grabbed him with glee, and he warbled as he stowed that aforementioned creature in his tucker bag. Accompany me
in a gavotte barrel. Oh, ululate.
This was Waltzing Matilda. Remember the two?
Sprechzang. This is Sprechzang. And he stowed that marsupial in his Dorothy container.
Hold it. Because I forgot to reset my buzzer. So. I don't know if anybody's been challenging. Have you been challenging?
Yeah. Sprechzang.
Challenge
I said it twice.
Yes.
What's the Friends of Dorothy container?
Dorothy bag. Oh. Dorothy bag was an old
I think
bag.
This game's come to its natural conclusion.
Now, Waltzing Matilda with me.
We're rapidly approaching the end of the show, but there's just time, I think, to fit in a round of Painters Film Club. So, while Samantha pops out to check her little constable's properly hung... I'd like the teams to suggest some titles of films likely to be popular with an audience of artists, painters, and the like. So, Tim, will you start, please?
A Man for All Suzannes. They get worse.
Thoroughly modern melee.
Toulouse Lautrec, the new generation.
Beryl Cook, the thief, his wife and her lover.
The post-impressionist always rings twice.
Van Gogh's Half Hour. Oh, no, that's a video, sorry.
The Ruskins are coming.
Leon the Pigment Farmer.
How green is my Velasquez?
Tom Brown's School Days. You don't know Tom Brown, but he's just painted our kitchen. Good job, if anybody wants his number.
Fauvist Gump.
Have I said the lady varnishes?
Renoir Dogs.
Well, as I see the sands of time are being washed by the tide of eternity, it's time to decide whether it's kinder on coloured fabrics than our usual brand. And also to say goodbye. So from the team, Samantha and myself, goodbye. Hello, and welcome to the first in a brand new series of I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. Today you join us in the splendid Hackney Empire, a theatre steeped in local history. As a matter of fact, the name Hackney derives from a 14th century French word meaning a workhorse, as in the expression Hackney carriage. Interestingly, it has no connection with Hackney, the London borough, which explains why you can never get a taxi here. Incidentally, the management have asked me to draw our audience's attention to the several rough-looking spiv types previously seen loitering outside the theatre trying to flog tickets for the show at extortionate prices. They are on my left, Barry Crown and Graeme Garden. And on my right, Willie Rushton and Tony Hawkes. And finally, a warm welcome, please, for the lady who keeps the points tally, the delightful Samantha. Yes, when the teams are after good scores, they can certainly rely on Samantha to get them down. We're going to start with a new game called National Anthems. It's come to my notice that the national songs of many countries were composed in a bygone age and might well benefit from an update. And with this in mind, teams, I'd like you please to suggest some titles of songs that might well serve as replacements for the national anthems of these countries. And Graeme, will you start, please?
Oh, right. A song by Randy Newman, I think, would make a very good anthem for the French. Let's drop the big one now.
Tony.
Well, I thought of one for Indonesia, which is It's Jakarta and I'll cry if I want to.
Barry?
Chili, chili, bang, bang.
An old monkey's number. Now I'm a Bolivian.
Let's open it up. Any more from anybody?
Chim, chimney, chim, chimney, chim, chim, Peru.
For Wales, you could have take that leak off your face.
I did it Norway. I did baubles, Bangla and Desh. I thought it was very funny.
And for the Swedes, almost anything by the Wurzels. But...
Sudan, you're rocking the boat.
The fog on the Dead Sea's all mine, by Gaza.
Anything by Dave D. Dozy Mozambique. Make him titch.
Right, any more?
Singing in Bahrain.
Happy Turkey, Turkey, Happy Turk.
By Paul Ankarer.
Well, I think we can squeeze in one more round. And
yes, we have no Botswanas.
Our next round is entitled One Song to the Tune of Another, but don't worry, it isn't quite as complicated as it sounds. In it, each player is provided with a music sheet or tune with words, which in combination are referred to as a song. However, you can discard the tune part, teams, though be sure to retain the words as you'll need them later. Meanwhile, a second musical piece with both tune and words has been prepared, but this has been modified in a subtly different way. This one has the words removed, but retains the tune. And what I'd like you to do, teams, is to sing the words in front of you, but without their original tune, remember? Substituting the tune from the second score. Which, of course, now has no words. One thing I haven't told you, though, and this is the clever part, is that the song in front of you is not the same as the one you'll be singing along to. That's why it's called One Song to the Tune of Another. Musical accompaniment will be provided by Colin Sell at the piano. And incidentally, Colin's recently been entertaining shipping on a non-stop tour of sea areas and inshore waters, and has been reviewed briefly in the influential Shipping Forecast Gazette. It reads, mainly variable, becoming poor. Willie, I'd like you to start, please, by singing the words of A Whiter Shade of Pale by Procol Harum to the tune of My Old Man's a Dustman.
We skipped the light fandango and turned cartwheels across the floor. I was feeling kind of seasick, but the crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder as the ceiling flew away, and we called out for another drink. The waiter brought a tray. That's how it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned white as shade of pale. She said there was no reason, and the truth is plain to see, but I wandered through my playing cards and would not let her be. One of 16 Vestal virgins who was living for the coast, but although my eyes were open, they might just as well be closed. That's how it was that later, as the miller told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned up white as shade of pale.
Your turn, Barry. And I'd like you, please, to sing the words of Shut Up Your Face by Joe Dolce to the tune of Que Sera Sera.
When I was a boy, just about the 5th grade, Mama used to say, don't stay out late. With the better boys, always shoot a pool. Giuseppe, don't funk a school. What's the matter, you hate? Got no respect. What do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nice place. Shut up your face. Shut up your face. Shut up your face.
Okay, Tony, would you please sing the words of James Brown's Get On Up, I Feel Like Being a Sex Machine? To the tune of Love Story.
Get up, get on up. Get up, get on up. Stay on the scene, get on up. Like a sex machine, get up, get on up, up. Get up, get on up. Stay on the scene, get on up. Like a sex machine. Get up, get on up. Stay on the scene, get on up like a sex machine. Get on up, wait a minute, shake your arm and use your form. Stay on the scene like a sex machine. You've got the feeling through your bones. Get on up.
Finally, Graeme, would you please sing the theme to the Flintstones to the tune of Memory?
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones, they're the modern Stone Age family. Let's ride with the family down the street. Through the courtesy of Fred's 2 feet, when you're with the Flintstones, yabba yabba, yabba gay old time. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba do time. A yabba do time, you'll have a gay old time. We'll see Barney, we'll see Betty. Bam, bam, Pebbles Dino too, you'll have a gay old time when you're with the Flintstones. Have a yab. And yabba-do time, a yabba-do time, you'll have a gay time.
Andrew Lloyd never do.
Well, that was all jolly good. The next round is called MasterChef, in tribute to the televisual delight of the same name. Ours is an entertaining version of the original, in which I shall play the part of Lloyd Grossman, except that for the sake of simplicity and my larynx, I shall conduct proceedings in English. Just like the original, our hosts have kindly provided the teams with green and red kitchens, where they've both been busy before the show preparing some of their favourite dishes. We'll start with the yellow team in the green and red kitchen on my left. Barry and Graeme, I'd like you to start by taking us through your menu, and then I'd like Tony and Willie to taste it before giving us their expert opinion. Okay, Barry.
We devoted a lot of thought to this. We thought as a starter French bunion soup. Those aren't dumplings. And
for the main course, we thought a choice was on offer of Gillian shepherd pie.
That'll teach you a lesson. And an Indian seafood delicacy, Sikh squid. Oh, sorry, that's the price. Sewage pudding. Secret recipe, we won't give you the ingredients.
With syrup of figs.
Moving right along.
Is that it?
That's it, yes.
Right, Tony and Willie, will you give your comments on that?
I thought the Sikh squid part of the meal was very old.
Yes, reminiscent. Reminiscent.
Traditional recipe. Yeah.
Traditional recipe, yes.
Apart from that, I couldn't fault it, could you?
No.
Perfect.
I'm sulking a little bit here because Lloyd Grossman gets a chance to taste the food and I haven't been given one.
Would you care to read?
I've actually written a script to go, for the occasion. So I'm going to do it, whether or not. It goes,
Well, we should have done that if we forgot to do that.
Okay, now it's the turn of the blue team, and that's you, Tony and Willie. Will you take us through your menu now before Graeme and Barry provide their expert commentary?
We start with brains in brill cream.
But then we were flirting with Lloyd Grossman on a spit, or even vice versa.
But we've gone for tongue. Actually, we've gone for the tongue of Mick Jagger. So there isn't going to be a lot of room on the plate for anything else. Water ratatouille we've got, haven't we?
Yes, delicious.
And then dessert.
Yes, desserts. Well, the individual lemming meringue pies are doing very well. And then the little bastards leapt out of the windows.
OK, Graeme and Barry, your comments, please.
Yes, the starter is very interesting. Brains in brill cream. Sounds like Michael Portillo.
No. There's enough for 4 here.
The water rat... Was that real water rat in the water ratatouille?
It was actually pun water rat. We got specifically for it.
Ah, right.
So we could tatouille on the end and get a pitiful laugh.
The next round...
While we're on a roll.
Yeah, go on. The next round is called Radioke, whose title cleverly combines the listening pleasure of wireless broadcast, that's radio, with the popular entertainment where amateurish singers perform with a microphone and cheap backing track. That's Top of the Pops. Anyway, teams, I brought along a selection of favourite sound recordings, which I've specially collected from my wireless, and which I shall play in for you before fading them out. I'd like you to speak along to them in order to see whether you're in time with the speech when it's faded back up again. Willie, you're going to start. I'd like you to accompany Winston Churchill reading a wartime speech from 1941.
Oh, take it away, Winnie.
The Nazi invasion of Great Britain last autumn would have been a more or less improvised affair. Hitler took it for granted that when France gave in, we should give in. But we did not give in. And he had to think again.
An invasion now will be supported by a much more carefully prepared tackle and equipment of landing craft and other apparatus, all of which have been planned and manufactured during the winter months. We must all be prepared to meet gas attacks, parachute attacks, and glider attacks with constancy, forethought, and practice skill. In order to win the war, Hitler must destroy Great Britain. With every month that passes...
Oh, he had rhythm.
It's your turn, Tony, now. I'd like you to accompany James Alexander Gordon reading the classified football results.
FA Carling Premiership. Golden Wanderers 0. Queen's Park Rangers 1. Chelsea 1. Arsenal 0.
Coventry City 0. Aston Villa 3. Leeds United 2. Sheffield Wednesday 0. Middlesbrough 2. Blackburn Rovers 0. Nottingham Forest 3. Manchester City 0. Tottenham Hotspur against Wimbledon. Result not yet in. Ensley Insurance League Division 1. Birmingham City 0. Oldham Athletic 0. Charlton Athletic 1. Barnsley 1. Crystal Palace 1. Stoke City 1. Luton Town 3. Portsmouth 1. Norwich City 0. Leicester City 1. Port Vale 2. Wolverhampton Wanderers.
And United 1. 2. Reading 2.
I don't know. Page 3. I don't know. Yeah, he's finished. He's doing the Scottish results.
Well done, Tony. I don't think you were very close, but we'll see what Barry and Graeme can do. Barry, you're going to do a duet now. Will you both please accompany Jack Woolley and Peggy Archer from this excerpt from The Archers in 1990.
This has been pleasant, Peggy.
Yes. I've enjoyed myself too.
That salad Jennifer left you was quite enough for the two of us, and very tasty.
I'll tell her how much you liked it.
Oh, do you really think you ought to do that?
She'd be flattered.
That's not quite what I meant.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, she might not like me having been here.
Why ever not?
She asked you to babysit, not us.
Oh, don't be silly, Jack.
Well, I wasn't.
She'll be only too pleased I've had company. There's not been very much on television after all.
Is that how you think of me, Peggy? Think of me, Peggy?
pull my trousers up. A television substitute. We're way behind. Let's get a move on.
No, I don't.
Oh, I'm glad about that. Very glad.
Jack,
Peggy.
No, after you.
No, after you.
No, I insist you go first.
Well, I was just going to say, well, it has been a lovely evening.
God, you're boring. I was going to say the same.
Were you, Peggy?
Yes, lovely.
Yes, lovely. Just the two of us.
Not forgetting little Alice upstairs.
Oh, on fire.
And the music?
Peggy, there's something I've been meaning to ask you.
Oh, yes, Jack.
Apart from that, I don't quite know how to put it.
Or where to put it.
It's rather delicate, you see.
Yeah, I can see that. Yes. Oh, dear, that does sound...
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
That one practically ran into the 9 o'clock news. Well, we've just about reached the halfway mark, and I'm going to ask Samantha what the scores are at this point. Thank you. Our next game is called Blankety Blank. This game is based on the erstwhile television show of the same name, which you may remember featured a chairman, a panel of celebrities, and 4 amateur guests. Our version is run on similar lines, but without the panel of celebrities. The object teams is to fill in the blanks, or blankety blanks, in a selection of well-known phrases. And you're going to go first, Tony. Can you fill in the blank in the following popular saying? The bigger they are, the harder they blank.
The bigger they are, the harder they are to put in small plastic bags.
Barry, I'd like you to fill in the blank in the following. A good man is hard to blank.
Hard to middling. Or the average man, maybe.
Graeme, here's one for you. Brevity is the soul of blank.
Brevity is the soul of... full stop.
And Willie, don't get your knickers in a blank.
Don't get your knickers in a boot sale.
Well, we'll have another round of those. Here's another popular expression for you, Tony. A blank is as good as a wink.
A misspelling is as good as a wink.
Barry, how about you? Laugh and the world laughs with you, blank and you blank alone.
Fart and you fart alone. And that's cleaning it up. Right.
Graeme, for you, some words of Sherlock Holmes. Blank, my dear Watson.
That was wonderful, my dear Watson.
And Willie, Rome wasn't built in a blank.
Rome wasn't built in Abyssinia.
Right. We're going to play a musical game now called Stars in Their Ears. It's similar to ITV's Stars in Their Eyes, in which famous people are imitated by sad, talentless individuals. But, of course, with one obvious exception. We're on the radio. In this round, teams, I'd like you please to sing a well-known song in the style of a celebrity. You'll be accompanied at the piano by Colin Sell, who tells me that he's very keen to knock out some interesting new chords tonight. So if anyone's interested in a nice cheap pair of trousers... he'll be out on the pavement with a suitcase after the show. Willie, you're going to start. I'd like you to sing Santa Claus is Coming to Town in the style of the new president of the EEC, Jacques Santerre.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Jacques Santerre is coming to town. Big Will Portillo. He's making a list, checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Jacques Santerre is coming to town. He sees when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for heaven's sake. You better watch out. Better not cry. You're all skeptics. I'm telling you why. Jacques Santerre is coming to town.
Your turn, Barry. Would you please sing the song I Can Sing a Rainbow in the style of Ted Lowe, the snooker commentator?
purple and orange and blue. What's he going to do? I can sink a rainbow. Sink a rainbow. Sink a rainbow too. Possibilities here for him. Listen with your eyes while you chalk your cue. Sink everything you see. Oh, let Higgins in. You can sink a rainbow. Sink a rainbow. Sink along with me. 15 reds and yellow and pink and green. Purple and orange and blue. I can sink a rainbow. There he goes. Change is as good as rest. Sink a rainbow too. A worthy champion, but very boring.
Didn't hear a word of that. Was it any good?
It was a new low.
Tony, would you please sing, Tony, the delightful ballad If in the style of Ian Paisley?
If a picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you? The words will never show the you I've come to know. If a face could launch 1,000 ships, then why can't the British government keep a simple promise? Sorry, lost it. Then where am I to go? There's no one home but you, Mr. I've lost it again. You're all that's left to me. And when my love, where life is running dry, you come and pour yourself on me, and I'm sick and tired of it.
Come back, Ted Lowe, all is forgiven. Graeme, would you please sing Hello, Hello, Who's Your Lady Friend in the style of Ian McCaskill?
Hello, hello, who's your lady friend? Who's the little carrier by your side on high ground? I've seen you with a girl or two. Oh, 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 I am the bride for you. Hello, hello, stop your little games. Don't you think your ways you ought to mend with fog patches? It isn't the girl I saw you with at Brighton. Who's your lady friend moving in from the southwest?
And with the score poised on a knife edge, we're rapidly approaching the end of the show, but there's just time to fit in a swift round of Antique Collectors Film Club. In this round, teams, I'd like you please to suggest some song titles likely to prove popular with an audience from the world of antiques. Let's start with you, Tony.
What about Hugh Scully and the Sundance Kid?
Thelma and Louis Cars.
When William met Mary.
Of Mice and Men.
Porcelain Bess.
The Canterbury Tales.
Annie Hallmark.
Dr. Poe.
The Last Auction Hero.
4 poster beds and a funeral.
The Staffordshire China Syndrome. The Last Commode.
Well, ladies and gentlemen...
Under Wedge Wood.
Well, as time's winged chariot hurries us off the airwaves, my mind turns to metaphysical thoughts and some words of the great John Donne. That's all for now. Join me at the same time tomorrow here on Radio 2. And that's all we've got time for as well. So until next week, from the team Samantha and myself, goodbye. Hello and welcome to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. Once again, we find ourselves within the Georgian splendour of the assembly rooms in Bath, where for several centuries, on certain special evenings, the most admired burghers of the city were to be found. Today, of course, there's a McDonald's. The assembly rooms now houses a fascinating museum of costume, where items of clothing once considered the height of fashion can be seen adorning an array of almost lifelike dummies.
Let me introduce you to 4 of them. On my left, Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. And on my right, Willie Rushton and Paul Merton. And making sure the team's points go up where they should. Please welcome our scorer, the delightful Samantha. Incidentally, Samantha has wasted no time in visiting many of the charming local shops, and after an enjoyable route amongst the antiques, she's brought back a lovely tall boy. Our first round is entitled Old Radio Times. Idly flicking through some old magazines of late, I came across an edition of the Radio Times for the week beginning November the 12th, 1666. As the dentist was ready to see me, I was sadly unable to read it, so perhaps, teams, you might suggest some titles of TV and radio programs that might have been listed inside. And Willie, will you start, please?
Plague School.
Followed by London's Burning. Match of the Day.
Call My Rough.
They're showing the movie 37,000 Funerals and No Weddings.
Watch out, Cromwell's about.
Which is the sequel to Are You Being Severed?
New series of Harry Enfield's Diary. Hello, peeps.
Another saga of the Great Fire, East Embers.
The Plymouth Rock and Roll Years. Reference to the Pilgrim Fathers. Doesn't really make it any funny explaining it.
But it adds historical interest.
It does indeed, a little sideline.
And on Newsnight, Zeal of the Land Paxman will be asking Sir Christopher Wren why he made the new dome of St. Paul's in the shape of a monstrous carbuncle.
And the new drama series with Nell Gwynn, Oranges Aren't the Only Fruit.
The Word with Terry Christian and John Bunyan.
Okay. Well, we've got off to a cracking start. Now for a challenging round called Pick-Up Song. As its name suggests, the game combines the lyricism of the song with the tonality of a pickup truck. In this round, teams, Samantha will play some popular duets on my gramophone, to which I'd like you to sing along. At a random point, the music will drop out, and if on its return you're within a midge's crotchet of the original, I'll be awarding points, and points mean prizes. What do points mean? Let me remind you that we're in Bath. And you don't have to turn off the M4 at exit 18. This week's prize is a work of unique craftsmanship. It's this attractive leather-bound cow. Okay, Barry and Graeme, you're to go first, and I'd like you to accompany Renee and Renato singing Save Your Love.
Save your love, my darling, save your love. For summer nights with moon and stars above. It's every day I long to see you. The latest rose I always bring you. Save your love for and for me. Even though it's been so very long, the memory of our love still lingers on. I can't wait to hold and kiss you. Don't you know how much I miss you? Darling, sing for me our lover's song.
Who is this woman?
la salva d'amor.
Sì, amore.
Le notti di della luna, le stelle della sol.
Not too much sauce.
I long to see you, the reddest rose I always bring you. Salva l'amore per Roma e per me. La 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 la.
Well, if you thought that was good, wait till you hear Paul and Willie. Accompanying Ann Ziegler and Webster Booth singing If You Were the Only Girl in the World.
If you were the only girl in the world, and I was the only... I can't match it when I'm hearing it. Nothing else would matter in the world today. We could go on loving in the same old way. Just me for two, with nothing to mar our joy. I would say such wonderful things to you. There would be such wonderful things to do if you were the only girl in the world. And I was the only boy. Oh, hurry up, you're silly.
More like Ann Ziegler and General Booth.
And now for a game called Word for Word, and these are the rules. One team member starts by uttering a word drawn from a selection limited only by his imagination. It's a bit stiff, that rule. His teammates should then say a word completely unconnected with the one before. Or even his teammates should then...
Drink up, sir. Go home now. Come on. We've all had a lot of fun, sir. Just come on now.
His teammates should then say a word completely unconnected to the one before. The opposing team may challenge if they notice a connection, and I'm going to ask you to start, please, Barry.
Thermal. Crisp. Flange. Fridge. Thorn. Lettuce.
Yeah. Challenge there.
Thorn make fridges.
I don't know about that challenge, Paul.
Oh.
Do you mind if I overrule it?
I don't mind. This lady down the front very upset.
It's just that tonight we've only got one buzzer. It means somebody's got to get up and cart it from once. Oh, thank you, Paul. That's very kind of you. Okay, Paul, then...
For those of you listening in stereo, it's over here now.
Okay, let's get on. Right, Paul, will you start another round, please?
Octopus. Prong. Car. Plunger.
Sink.
Zombie.
Challenge from Graeme Garden.
A sink zombie.
Yeah. It's a film.
It's a film.
Yeah, Sink Zombies from Hell,
Yeah.
We better have the buzzer back then, haven't we? You may be sitting out there wondering where your licence fee goes.
Okay, Barry, start off.
Thorax. Lamb.
Challenge there from
Famous actress of the 18th century, Thorax Lamb.
Oh.
Had an affair with Byron. Many in the night he propped his bicycle on her bedstead.
Paul, buzzer.
Oh, right, sorry.
Okay, Willie, take it up again.
Birthmark.
Definitely.
Challenge from Graeme Garden.
Well, there's a hyphen between those two words.
I didn't say hyphen, no.
No.
It was implicit. Birth and mark.
No, it's the German admiral, isn't it?
Yes.
Birthmark.
Give us a mark.
Thinking of the birthmark. Double feature.
Yeah. We're thinking of zombies.
Yeah. They knew how to make films in them days. They just didn't bother.
Don't you love it when you're in control? Okay, hurry along, Graeme.
Hurry. Scurry. Slurry. Flurry.
Hey! Do you mind, Colin? You've actually wrecked that game by giving...
Well, I was buzzing there anyway. This is a Surrey with the fridge on top, isn't it?
Well,
made by Thorn.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to solve this current problem by awarding maximum points to all four of you. 3. Our next round is a new game called Greetings Cards. I'm sure you'll agree that to be sent a greetings card is one of life's constant pleasures. Indeed, I have one here which was sent in specially to the programme. It reads, to, I'm sorry I haven't a clue, get better soon. Yours sincerely, John Burt. How thoughtful. Anyway, teams, in the light of the many greetings cards on the market, I'd like you please to suggest a selection of cards for previously overlooked occasions, together with the relevant message or rhyme. And Paul, will you start, please?
Yes, this is a greeting card which hasn't yet been printed. It's a very overlooked topic, I think. It's to the greatest living English jazz band leader from a grateful nation. And there's a little rhyme inside, I think is quite nice. I won't write too much silly bump. I'd hate to embarrass dear old Hump. There is no player of his ilk. He's the best at the bilk.
This is rather a nice one. Good luck with the breakout from all at Group 4.
Willie.
Here's a card to make you cheerful and to wish you all the best, though your wife has been unfaithful and your home has been repossessed.
Graeme?
One to send somebody on being convicted of vandalism. The judge called you a hooligan. Your conduct couldn't be cruder. We all look forward to getting your postcard from Bermuda.
Paul?
Congratulations on your plastic surgery. When I said put a brave face in it, I didn't mean somebody else's.
Lovely picture of a doggy. Spitting image of your rover. He'd be with you on your birthday if he hadn't been run over.
Right, it's now time to play the game called Mornington Crescent. This week's postbag is bursting with a letter from our regular correspondent, Mrs. Trellis of North Wales, who tells us she's keen to play Fantasy League Mornington Crescent. However, I have to tell you, Mrs. Trellis, that your choice of team may be a little overambitious. We can't actually recall Bruce Willis registering. Tom Cruise is already taken, and I'm given to understand that Richard Gere is far too busy with his animal charities. As for your fourth fantasy choice, you're in luck. Graeme Garden is currently available for a transfer fee of £50. I know it doesn't seem much, but we can't afford to pay you any more than that, I'm afraid. Anyway, in honour of our second visit to Bath in as many weeks, we'll be playing Mornington Royal Crescent. Just to refresh your memories, teams, spanning at Pulteney Bridge will count double, but don't forget what that does to consecutive crescents. Otherwise, trumps are conventional, so watch out for that one-way trap around Gay Street and Queen Square. Right, Paul, you haven't played the game for a while. Perhaps you'd like to start us off, please.
Bristol Road.
Brock Street. London Road.
George Street. Okay, yeah.
Churchill Bridge.
River Street.
Tottenham Court Road.
He can. Yes.
Yes, he can do that. It's not easy, but he can.
It's not meant to be easy, huh?
Tottenham Court Road. Socky Hall Street.
Good. Nice.
Dublin High Street.
Princes Street.
Fifth Avenue.
Oh, he's upping it.
No, he is upping it.
Oh, that's in Hammersmith.
Well, yeah. We could diagonal down Royal Crescent.
Where?
Royal Crescent. Well,
On your head be it.
no.
Go on. Give it a go.
Trust me.
All right.
Royal Crescent.
I don't think he can do that. Hold it a minute. I don't think he can do that. I mean, you can move a little way out of the area, but I mean, that's going a bit far.
First crescent after the initial.
Now, there's a diversion.
But it doesn't
We're
count.
playing the game, Putney Bridge is closed.
Yes,
you know.
we got that. Yes.
Oh, Putney Bridge.
But he had
Putney
Fifth
Bridge is
Avenue in
closed.
there as well, you see.
What?
When Fifth Avenue came in, that you go on the second option.
Yeah, but if that's the first...
Well,
that
wait a
was the
minute.
first crescent, which clears it. Yeah. First crescent clears it, surely.
Clears the option.
Well, not with a bridge. Hasn't got a bridge. That's why you can't clear it.
Oh, come on.
Steady on, keep calm.
Bad.
Well, if people aren't going to play it properly, I mean, there's no point, you know.
I agree.
There's no need for it to get ugly. Well, okay, we'll allow Graham's move.
Oh, so you should, quite frankly.
All right.
So, it's to you, Paul.
Old Kent Road.
New Bond Street.
Elm Street.
Mornington Crescent.
For those who are listening at home who aren't familiar with the game, you'll notice, well, let me tell you anyway, how Graham achieved that lightning win there. Simply by creating a diversion earlier on, and he distracted everybody and therefore was able to slip in while they were still thinking about something else.
Could you be more specific?
Our next round is entitled Limericks. Now, it's a common misconception that the limerick originated in the Emerald Isle. It was, of course, invented in Ireland. Teams, I shall furnish you each with a fecund first line, which I'd like you to complete in limerick form, taking one line each. And we're going to start with you, Barry. In my car with the great Murray Walker,
He suddenly let loose at Corker.
It was the first of a batch.
In the pits at Brands Hatch.
He did the same thing in Mallorca.
Okay, Willie, I've got one for you. A strange fact about Tony Gubber.
Strange fact about Tony Gubber is his fondness for eating whale blubber.
He starts off quite slow.
And then lets one go.
And folks say, do I smell burned rubber? Oh, dear.
Graham, when the studio guest Jimmy Hill...
We're into a theme now, aren't we? When the studio guests Jimmy Hill, the aroma can make you feel ill.
While stroking his chin...
He just can't keep it in.
The score was Arsenal, Chelsea 0.
finally for you, here's your first line, Paul. Whenever I see Trevor brooking...
He lets fly when nobody's looking.
It's very discreet. Starts at his feet.
You can tell he likes Indian cooking.
Well, our next round is a game called The Singer and the Song. In this round, the teams will be singing songs of my choosing as if they were performers not usually noted for their musical skills. Where's the challenge in that, I hear you cry? Well, they'll be accompanied at the piano by Colin Sell. You may be interested to know that Colin's latest acoustic album has just received some reviews in the press. Almost without exception, they thoroughly recommend listening to Colin Sell Unplugged. And I couldn't agree more. Willie, I'd like you please to sing I'll Take the High Road in the style of Jimmy Knapp.
You. You, Jimmy.
Barry, you're going to do Let's Call the Whole Thing Off in the style of Lloyd Grossman.
Lloyd Grossman. You say either, and I say either. You say neither, and I say neither. Either, neither, neither. Let's call the whole thing off. You like potato and I like tomato. You like tomato and I like tomato. Potato, delicious tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. But now, if we call the whole thing off, then we must court. And now, if we have a court, then that might break my court. So if you like pajamas and I like pajamas, I'll wear pajamas and give up pajamas. For we know we need each other, so we better calling off war. Let's call the whole thing war.
Okay, Graeme, your song is Happy Days Are Here Again, and I'd like you to sing that in the style of Nigel Mansell.
Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again. Let's sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again. All together shout it now. There's no one who can doubt it now. So let's tell the world about it now. Happy days are here again.
Paul, your song is Lou Reed's A Walk on the Wild Side, which I'd like you to sing in the style of Alec Guinness.
Holly came from Miami, FLA. Hitchhiked away across the USA. Plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs, then he was a she, said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. Kindly come from out on the island. In the back room she was everybody's darling. But she never lost her head, and even when she was giving head, she said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. She said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. Like the colored girls go, do.
Well, that's almost all we've got time for, although I think there's just time enough for a quick round of Entomologists Film Club. So, teams, I'd like you please to come up with some titles of films likely to be popular with an audience of insect collectors.
Charlie's Ant.
Kind Hearts and Hornets.
Entomologists often use cooking fat as a lure, you know. Their favourite film is, as you know, Lard of the Flies.
Sunset boll weevil.
Crocodile dung beetle.
From Russia with Slugs.
The Wicked Lady Bird, starring Thorax Hurd. A Moth in the Country.
Antennae and Cleopatra.
Well, ladies and gentlemen...
A midge too far.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, one glance at my diver's watch tells me that he's probably drowned. And also that we've run out of time. Join us again next week. Until then, from the teams, Samantha and myself, and all the good people of Bath, goodbye.
We have completely run out of time. Good riddance.